And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged. And investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.
FBI, open up!
Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Robert McNeece. What's up, Robert?
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time.
Oh, my pleasure. Got an ice storm.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy weather going on. There's a drone storm going on the East Coast.
Oh, I got one of them every night over here in the Midwest too.
I'm sure you do. They've been following you around like crazy, right?
Yeah. They continue.
They still up to it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're the Midwest consigliere, right?
Yeah, of my maybe.
So how you
yeah,
been,
no,
man?
they still at it. I mean, it don't bother. I think it's funny, but it's a waste of money.
A lot of people love when I have you on. You're a wealth of information.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, people
You
been
start paying
requesting.
now, then?
Yeah. People been requesting you. Today, we're going to talk about the Flores twins and Sammy Gravano's little interactions with them and what the truth is about all of this.
Okay. That's a good topic.
Both of them have been talking about each other.
Okay.
Have you heard any of it?
Just bits and pieces. I haven't really actually heard the whole story. I mean, I already know the story, but I mean, I haven't heard it from their mouths.
Well, you're about to hear it today. Shout out to Chill Reacts. Go subscribe to Chill Reacts. He had the Flores twins on, and we're gonna react to Chill Reacts about having the Flores twins on and what they have to say about Sammy Gravano. So without any further ado, let's check out this video and then you can make some comments.
Can you share a little bit about Sammy the Bull?
Man, Sammy. So we end up doing I end up doing almost maybe almost 10 years with him. And he did, he was instrumental in helping us, learn to play chess. And he wasn't happy about getting his ass kicked out of the game. Sammy's a character, man, and he's a very jealous, just piece of garbage, man, at the end of the day. And I could tell you there's good things about him. He's a smart businessman, and I get nothing out of even speaking about him, but, he likes to tell the story, in his point of view, and I don't think he's always truthful about his intentions. And, he has a big following. He's a great storyteller, but he's a piece of garbage at the end of the day. He's jealous. He feels everybody owes him something, and he thinks he's smarter than everyone. And all, for anyone who says something like really great about him, you have to question them. If you really know him, then you'll see who he is. But at the same time, like I said, he's an intelligent person. He's a great businessman, and I took him into my cell. He lived with me for 8-9 months.
Now, do you remember when they got moved into each other's cells?
No.
Sammy was on his own, right? And then so one of these guys requests to get moved into the other one's cell.
Right.
You don't remember that?
No, that was no, I wasn't there then. That was P though talking, right? Pedro?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was Pedro talking. Yeah.
Right,
so Sammy, and I don't know if they talk about it, but Sammy got Jay shipped out of there.
Yeah, I heard he dropped a slip on him or something, right?
Right. And Pedro or P didn't even know it. And so they, because P and Jay were cellies the whole time. But then when he left, then Sammy, weaseled his way in.
Oh. So the story's unfolding.
I treated him like a respectful man. I looked out for him. I made sure he ate. I made sure he was good. And he just, his jealousy just takes over, and I end up having problems with him. And that story he tells about it being some Puerto Rican dude, that was actually him. The guy, he was in a WITSEC unit in prison trying to start up his own mob family. And he was telling people certain things, and that person was trying to get a deal off his threats and stuff, and they went to the feds, and he got himself in another mess. Like it's common for him to be in those messes, and there's no reason for me to make that up. I get nothing out of that, and there was a big move, and we had issues, and I agree with him on one thing, that the government did believe his story, because he brought up some Cosa Nostra saying that they don't bother families. It's all bullshit. He's a racist person. He tries to sugarcoat it, and he's full of, and he did tell me the story once that he was upset that his family was jealous of my wife, and in his eyes he felt like, why should my family be jealous of your family, and that kind of shows you the kind of character he has.
Do you remember that part?
Oh yeah,
where Sammy was kind of jealous of the wife that was coming to visit, right?
Right. Yeah.
What kind of insight do you have on that?
Well, so P&J, they would, that's what we call them, was P&J, Pedro and Jose, but their wives would come together and visit with their kids, and they would always be dressed really nice, always driving nice vehicles, Sammy, I mean, yeah, they were a little flashy, for their situation that they were in, wearing, $50,000 diamonds, $100,000 diamonds on their fingers and things like that. But I don't think they were doing that, to be like malicious to anybody or to look down on anybody. That's just their lifestyle. That's how they lived every day, so that's just, that was them. But Sammy, took offense to it and rolled up on him and told him, you guys got to slow down. You're too high profile, blah, blah, blah. And he did all of that because he was jealous.
Do you think deep down that Sammy wanted to rob one of these guys?
Oh yeah, for sure. Listen, and it can be easily verified. Sammy didn't have a visit for years. His daughter never visited him, nothing. The only reason he got the visits was because P&J sent money, gave him money to have his family come and visit. That's how broke Sammy was. Sammy was trying to manipulate him into doing all sorts of things so he could get money and to give his daughter to come up and see him. So I mean, they did a lot for him. They really did. And he was a snake from day one, it was all about what he could get out of him.
You could see that.
Oh yeah, plain as day. Everyone in the whole unit seen it. How P talks there and how Jay talks there, very soft spoken and polite. That's how they are 24/7. Very, very polite, very, gentlemen. Sammy kind of towered over them, and they were new and Sammy's a big name and they didn't know what was going on. So Sammy got some dings in, having his daughter come up when same time they were getting visits so they could give her cash, and it was crazy.
What was the reason they were paying Sammy money?
Well, they were just helping Sammy out. Sammy wasn't strong arming them. He was just, filling their heads full of is what
Sammy was broke in prison.
He was broke as hell.
They call that indigent.
Yeah, well,
Sammy was indigent for years.
For years, yeah. Yeah, he didn't have a pot to piss in.
So before these guys came, what was Sammy's lifestyle before they showed up?
Oh, he was eating ramen noodles every day with no vegetables.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, those kids, they're I mean, at the end of the day, they are gentlemen. I mean, so when they got in, Sammy's thinking of himself. He wants them to smuggle tobacco into the visiting room. Tells them where to do it, how to put it in there, and all that. And I said, Sammy, why would you have them kids do that stupid shit? I mean, that I lost a lot of respect for Sammy right then because of that. It's only about him. It ain't about these, no one else. He thinks he's a super genius, and he's so phony and fake that as soon as you open his mouth, you can see right through him. He's full of shit. but he mesmerized these kids, you know.
Yeah.
Sammy's a great businessman. Come on, Pedro. What are you talking about? He's a great business. Yeah, the only reason he had any business because he used a pistol on people. Strong arm businesses. But as far as his intellect, man, my shoes are smarter than him.
Sammy's dumber than a box of rocks, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The only thing he had going for him is he had heart. He'd shoot somebody, you know, or he'd have somebody shoot somebody. You know, so that was, you know, and that's, you know, I mean, just having that is good enough to control a lot of things in life, you know.
He's a manipulator.
Right.
He's
it's
a manipulator,
intimidation, fear, and then the act of manipulation. But yeah, and he was good at that. Give him a business. You could give him a $1 million business and let him walk in, and if he didn't have 18 people helping him, he'd be dead in the water.
I mean, he has like, it's almost like a cult following now, but luckily they got people like me that after he dies and passes away, I'll be here to kick dirt on his name after he's gone.
Yeah.
It'll never end.
I can't believe that people actually, I mean, they have to be listening to him and thinking it as a comedy or something, because if they believe the shit that he's spewing, I mean, we got some problems with people in this world. I mean, it is insane.
I mean, look what the government's doing. Look at the whole Kamala. People like that support Kamala support people like Sammy.
Yeah, I know.
Equal rights.
Yeah, I mean, this country's been dumbed down, you know.
Rats' lives matters, right?
Yeah. They need to open their eyes up and see what's going on in the world, you know.
All right, now let's take a look at Sammy Gravano, what he has to say about the Flores twins.
I did time with both of the twins who testified against Chapo. You know, they were twins when they first came in. I'll never forget it. I was sitting in the kitchen at a table eating with a few guys, and they told us, because there was a lot of law enforcement, they tightened the whole place. They treated them like they were, you know, heavyweights. And they said they were twins. So I was sitting down eating, and they got online, and their turn came to come up, and I saw them. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, boy. You could not tell the fucking difference. Now, I got to know them, and I got friendly with them. One of them had a tattoo on his neck. I don't think it was P, it was the other one. When I was talking with him, I used to pull his shirt, and I knew which one it was by looking at his tattoo. That's how similar they were. Then they were there for a while, and then they split them up. The one I got along with better, he was sent somewhere else. The one I didn't get along with that good was in the place I was in. I got into a couple of beefs with him. You know, and then in the joint, he was like literally almost running the joint. He was, you know, he had all kinds of money, even in prison with commissary, doing all kinds of shit. I'll never forget, my niece came on a visit.
Was he almost running the joint, or was he running the joint?
He was running the joint. You know what? You know, Sammy was so jealous. You know, I'm telling you, these kids had big hearts, and you know how it is with convicts. That, you know, a lot of them are going to take advantage of that. But even, I mean, they helped a lot. I mean, they bought shoes for guys that didn't have shoes. They bought sweat outfits for people that didn't. You know what I mean? They looked out for everybody. They were, I mean, you know, they were good people, and people like Sammy have soured them. You know, have made them, you know, bitter people. You know, in a sense. Yeah. You know, because it's like coming in somewhere with a pure heart and leaving with it, you know, tore up in shreds. You know, I mean, it's just taking advantage after advantage.
Well, Sammy has a greed problem, I think. You know?
Yeah, I mean, he would be clocking them. You know, he'd see him buy stuff at the commissary and give it to other guy, and he's clocking it, watching it. You know, whispering under his breath, "Wonder what he's doing. Wonder why he's doing that." You know, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, he'll see one of them give a bag of food to someone, and he'll say, "Why is he? What the fuck's going on over there?" Like,
right?
Mind your business. Mind your fucking business, you little rat piece of shit. Yeah. Right. All right. Let's see what else he's got. Let's see what else Sammy's got to say.
He's so full of Sammy. I don't even believe nothing he says.
Me either. I see right through his fakeness, and a lot of people don't. They don't see through it. But I see right through him, A-Light, Barillo, all they're just losers. They're people who could not make it in that life. Now they want to be on the internet and play gangster. It's quite funny. I think it's hilarious.
A visit with my niece, and he was there with his wife. She had a fucking rock on her finger, diamond earrings. I don't even know why the president let her in like that. So my niece said, "Look, Uncle Sam, look at that girl's ring." I said, I know. They have a lot of money. And she says, I like to jump over and bite it off. My family's like little gangsters, even the girls like. So I said, no, shut up. I know him. He's a friend of mine. And I talked to him when he came in. She came in with a Bentley, I think. And everybody's looking. Everybody, you're flashy. She was a good-looking girl. And
didn't he try to set up a robbery with them?
Yeah, he said he didn't, but he did.
What did you hear about that? What did you hear about that situation?
Well, they usually would come up and stay at a hotel, you know, where they were located at. Then they'd have to drive to the prison, you know, during the day, and they'd always drive their own cars, you know. And yeah, they had Bentleys, they had you know, Mercedes, and you know, all the nice cars. But that's, like I said, that wasn't just one visit. That's every visit, and they weren't doing it to be flashy. That's just how they lived, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, there's a big difference between trying to be flashy and you know, just living your life, you know.
100%.
But yeah, it got so bad that they were informed that there was the possibility that a robbery was going to be committed against them.
And I guarantee you, Sammy had the whole strings pulled on that one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Sammy's. You know, I put up a. I don't think I ever talked about this. I got a written report because I bought a billboard, right, for Pedro, and it said something like, it was right outside the prison, and it says I love you forever, or some kind of, you know.
It was Valentine's Day. You told me about it.
Was it Valentine's? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got a shot for that, or you know, a written report for it.
Yeah.
Because they, of course, you know, they found out it was me, you know, that had it put up there, and there's only one way that they could have found out, right? And that was Sammy the Bull.